Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Sheeran is ready to play some games. Hello everyone, and welcome to Giganato Gaming. I hope you enjoy the video. What is up, my fellow dinosaurians? Giganato Gaming here, and welcome back to another episode of Jurassic World Evolution 3 Spin Wheel Sanctuary. We are here in a desert environment that I created, and yeah, we're gonna get a sanctuary going in a desert. I never really played around with the desert one before, so this should be relatively interesting. But yeah, if you find yourself enjoying this video and want more content like this, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. Let's see if we could get this channel to 2,000 subscribers. That would be super amazing. But with that, let's begin the episode. So, we've got north, south, east, and west. We're going to focus on north and south today, and then maybe east and west tomorrow. Alright, let's begin. Alright, so I've reset every single species. We've got 91 species in total. I also made like a spare spin wheel, so then like I don't have to keep, editing the spin wheel back up. Alright, so... And our first creature going into the north end is... Oh, and also if we get the hyper-aggressive hybrids, we're putting them in. Alright, so we start off with Loki-Ceratops. Alright, cool. So let's get Loki-Ceratops going. I do have hybrids. Or pterosaurs, even. Let's go ahead and get some Loki-Ceratops over here. Alright, that's north taken care of. Alright, let's move on to the first creature in the south end. And the first creature going into the south end is Nodosaurus. Okay, cool. We've got Nodosaurus going in. Alright, so Nodosaurus, let's put you in the south end. So we got herbivores already. Alright, so since it's only the first episode, we won't turn on combat just yet. We'll just have these two. Alright, there we go. So that's Nodosaurus done. Alright, let's move on to the second creature in the north end. And creature number 2 going into the north end is Diplodocus. It literally just landed on Diplodocus. Alright, cool. Let's get Diplodocus. That tends to appear on here quite a lot. They don't really have the greatest colors. Alright, let's move on to the north or the south end again and get the second creature. And the second creature to go into the south end is Dinosaurus. Okay, cool. So we got Dinosaurus. Alright, let's see what we can have for that. Alright. We throw Dinosaurus in. So far, we got all herbivores. This might be a relatively peaceful episode unless we get like a big carnivore or something. Alright, while that's going on, let's go back to the north end and release the final creature. And the final creature to go into the north end is... Looks like it's going to be all herbivores. Stygimoloch. Alright, that's all the herbivores going into the north end. So we got Loki-Ceratops, Diplodocus, and Stygimoloch. Alright, so that's every single creature in the north end, and let's move on to the south end where we release our final creature. Are we going to have a peaceful episode 1? Let's find out. And the third and final creature to go into the south end is Microceratus. Okay, so we're getting all herbivores this time around. I'm just going to go ahead and save that and close that because we don't need it anymore. Alright, Microceratus. Alright, so it looks like we're going to have a relatively peaceful episode 1. To start us off with. Just all herbivores. Let's start with the north end, shall we? Alright, we don't have any pterosaurs at the moment. Alright, so let's start with the... I don't know, let's go from smallest to largest. Let's start with the Styggies. Welcome to your new home. Alright.
We are pleased to welcome a Stygimoloch to the park.
This looks like the Styggies would actually fit in an environment like this. A desert environment. Alright. Let's see what they have. Alright, they want water. Obviously, they want water. Alright, the Styggies are happy. Alright, let's release the Loki-Ceratops next. Then we'll move on to the south after we release the Diplos. These guys are cool. I do like the Loki-Ceratops. Don't mind the motorcycle in the background. Wait for them to get out of the way so we could begin releasing the Diplos. Alright. They're going to want a lot of space, these guys. So it's going to be all herbivores, this sanctuary. Very peaceful. While we wait for the Diplos to hatch up, let's start releasing the south end. Let's start with the Microceratus. Alright, so here are the Microceratus. They're probably going to want some water. Let's give them some water. We got a nest claimed by a Lokiceratops. Awesome. Alright. The Diplos should be completely fine. Yeah, they're fine. Alright, let's move on to the next species, which in this case is Nodosaurus. I will save Dinosaurs for last. It's just the two of these guys for now. Alright, Nodosaurus. Oh, apparently my cursor wanted to go to the water for whatever reason. Alright. We'll see what the Nodosaurs want, and I'm guessing these guys want medium nests. And last but not least, the... Oh, hold on. We got some Stiggies. We got some new Stiggies. Awesome. Alright, and last but not least, let us release the Dinosaurs. Up, nest claimed by Diplodocus. Awesome. There's the male. Looking all cool. I have the perfect name for the male. Let's name you...
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yellow Jacket. You can be Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket the Dinosaurus. And you just want a bunch of ground leaf. Alright, cool. This way here, the young ones can go straight into the water. Look at that. Already swimming. They're happy in their new home. That's kind of a vibe. That really is a vibe. Alright, hopefully the Dinosaurs end up claiming a nest. That'd be awesome. There's the Lokiceratops. We've got 3 new Lokiceratops coming in. And how many Diplos? We got 2 Diplos. Alright, sounds good to me. I guess we'll wait for these guys to hatch up, and then I'll bring you guys back once they're ready. I'll see you guys in a little bit. And there we have it. Our new Lokiceratops have hatched. The next generation. Awesome. The Lokiceratops made themselves right at home. And here we go. Our new 2 Diplo hatchlings have hatched. Look at that. Awesome. So what do we got for these guys? We have a male, 2 males. Alright, cool. And for the Lokiceratops, what do we have? Female, female, and female. 3 females. Playing with the Stiggies. How awesome is that? And a nest claimed by Nodosaurus. Okay, awesome. We've got Dinosaurus claiming a nest, and we've also got the Nodosaurus claiming a nest. Look at Yellow Jacket going for a swim. That's awesome. We've got 2 Dinosaurus eggs incoming. Awesome. Alright. I don't think there's really going to be anything really going on here. Oh, that's a cool shot. And with that, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.